Are you feeling heard? I thought I'd start doing these. I'd start starting with the title instead of just happy birthday or good morning, because it gets a bit repetitive when I hear myself say that every single time I repost these messages. So anyway, are you feeling heard? We'll get on to that in a moment, but for the first time, good morning, happy birthday, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. I hope you're having an amazing day. Every day is your birthday. Why wait to start living a life you love? Why not start today? And that's what I'm here to do, is to help you start living a life you love. So start off with a few happy birthdays to the people whose real actual happy birthdays it is today. Got a couple of interesting ones today as well. Nigel Clark, known you for ages. I think you're doing games development, I think, still doing that. Kind of cool. Looking forward to seeing you again when I come back to Cheltenham next year. Claire Hart, don't know where I know you from, but love what you do, particularly in these days, I imagine. Housing stuff for vulnerable people. Just had a friend come out of a bad relationship and she had to go into some sheltered housing for a little while, so that's all very good stuff, and I'd love to help the homeless more in my future. So Claire's got a giving page, so click on her link and go and find and donate to her charity. If you like, that's cool. Happy birthday to Lynsey Baxter, not sure where I know you from. Mark Baker, yes, Mark Baker, who lives in Jersey. So that's another person I know on Jersey. I know loads of people on Jersey. This is kind of cool. Must come and visit sometime and do a little tour around the little island of Jersey and meet you all again in person. Rosemery Afonso, I'm sorry. I think you do Portuguese wines. I think I met you at one of Tristan Griffith's things. So I think that's where I know you from. But anyway, Portuguese wine, you want Portuguese wine? Talk to Rosemery, she can set you up. Karen Walker, accounts, I think you do accounts, but also a dancer, I think, is that right? Can't remember. Anyway, nice to see you popping up on here, Karen. And Samantha D, gosh, I haven't seen you for ages. Looks like you're in Colorado now. Hope you're well. Met you when you were in Cheltenham. We had a New Year's Eve together once, maybe a couple of other things as well, but love getting to know you, and kind of wish I'd got to know you a bit more, but never got a chance. So before you left and went off to fancy islands everywhere. So anyway, happy birthday to all of you people. That's your 2 minutes happy birthday introduction to everybody. Hope you're well. Whereas a little bit earlier today, we'll be even better tomorrow, and then on Monday we'll be really, really good. Got a couple of interesting topics today. I actually just noticed I keep looking down because I've been standing here so long that I've now made a little sort of muddy patch on the grass that I stand on. And by the way, I also always have, or try to, when I'm standing here at least anyway, have the slide in the background to give a little playfulness to this. Can't see who that is that's watching. Deb Stevens, I can see you're looking. There's a picture of a lady with blonde hair just popped up on there, but I'm not sure who it is. Oh, and there's, recognise you, from Northern Ireland. Forgotten your name completely. Sorry. Oh, God. Anyway, happy birthday to all of you, and welcome to first day of the rest of your life. Maxine, there you go, that's who it is. Sharon, there you go. Sorry, Sharon Galway. Irish name, should have remembered that, shouldn't I? Cool. Are you feeling heard? This is something from the Gary V top 10 that's linked in the descriptions. By the way, the book of the day today is about behavioural investors. I haven't been listening to it. I forgot to start it when I left. Yes, I know, Sharon. Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain was on Deb Stevens, and I couldn't switch out of Deb Stevens' name. So I haven't been listening to it, so I can't tell you anything about it. But I think it's about how our human behaviours influence people who are investing in the stock market. And I've been doing a lot of stock market investing recently. It's been very interesting with America, going up and down all over the place. Bitcoin's been crazy. I made like $4 or $5 just this morning on Bitcoin. But there you go. It's just a funny old world, isn't it? Yeah, so that should be interesting to listen to that on the way home. What I want to talk to you today about, so on the Gary V thing, are you being heard? He was basically saying that the most important thing for an employee, and therefore obviously people in relationships, any kind of relationships, is to make sure that you are being heard by the other person in relationships. And the most frustrating thing, I think, for a lot of people is when they don't feel heard, when you don't feel like the other person's listening to you. They're not engaging with you, they're not listening to what you're talking about, and it's just not feeling heard. Again, I'm going to bring this back. I've been talking to a new friend of mine, Sophie, who lives in Bali, and I'm just starting to help her with her English a little bit, just finessing it. Her English is pretty good, but there's some words that she mixes up, and some pronunciations of words and so forth, so I'm helping with a little bit of all that stuff. But what's really interesting about her, and I didn't expect this, that she's really good at kind of paying attention to what I'm saying and the things that I'm interested in, what's going on in my life and so forth, and she'll feed those back. And I really feel like she's kind of listening to me and not just, I don't know. It's hard to explain really, but anyway, the idea is that make somebody else feel like you're hearing them. So, like for example, using people's names when they come on here. Sorry, Sharon, but there's a good example. I couldn't quite remember your name, and even when I do my happy birthdays, the fact that I've actually gone and had a look at see what people do. And by the way, if I do shout out for your happy birthdays, always tell us what you do. Send some links to your websites and stuff in the descriptions below. Allow people to buy from you. Help people to buy from you. I'm giving you the opportunity here. Take the chance. Why not? That's okay, Sharon. I'll listen to you, Sharon. If you want to send me a message, if you want to listen, if you want to get on the phone or something, let's have a chat if you want to. If you feel like you want to have somebody listen to you, that's what I do. It's part of what I do. Admittedly, I do it as a job, so theoretically I should be charging for it. But yeah, we can always have a little chat off the record, as it were. Anyway, cool. And the other thing I wanted to talk about today was the second link in the description as well, which was the top 10 tips for habits for 2021. And the reason I want to talk about that is because a lot of the habits that were in there are things that I will be covering in my 7-day challenge, which will be coming up in a couple of weeks' time. I know I've been talking about it for a couple of months now, but it's really starting to come together now. I was going to do it just before Christmas, and then I was going to do it between Christmas and the New Year. But in the end, I wasn't ready to do it, so I want to do it now, and I want to make sure I can help people. And I've already got a couple of people who have said they're interested in doing it, so it's cool. It's just going to be something like £18 for 7 days. We're going to help you gain control, regain, no. Take control, I remembered. See, I'm still working on the title here. Take control of the power of your own mind. That's what it is. Take back control of the power of your own mind. Ostensibly, it's for people who are struggling with depression and anxiety to understand how they're taking, how their brains work. But it's also about overcoming the negativity, the negative voices inside your head, the things that hold you back, the things that you feel like you're not achieving what you should be achieving in your life, stuff like that. And we're going to show you some simple steps, some simple daily habits that can start to overtake that. Hence the 10 habits in the video, coming from famous people, and you'll see as we go through the 10, I'll try and cram them in the next 2 minutes, as to how they relate back to the things that I'm going to be teaching you as well. So there's the famous one from the, I think it was a Navy SEAL or something, basically saying make your bed. So I make my bed every day. And it's kind of cool because it's like you achieve something straight away in the morning, and then when you come back, if you've had a really bad day, you come back to a nice bed that you've made, something you remind you that you've achieved something during the day. It's kind of a cool thing. It's part of the thing that we're going to be doing during the 7-day thing, is actually doing stuff to make you feel like you're actually achieving success, and then focusing on those successes and making you feel better. Good morning, Mara. How you doing? Good afternoon, I should say. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in the UK. I suppose it's interesting actually, because I've talked to people in Nepal and Dubai, and there's people in Australia and New Zealand who watch me in America. It's not necessarily always good morning. It's good morning for me anyway. Car versus body. This was, I can't remember who this was, but basically he said, imagine I'm giving you a car tomorrow, you can choose any car you like, and people say, yeah, what's the catch? And so the catch is, this car is the only car you will ever own. It's the only car you'll ever have. What would you do with that car? Would you make sure that you kept that car in tip-top condition? Would you make sure that you always kept it clean and looked after the engine and did the oil and the water and stuff in it? Yes, you did. So why not do that with your body? You only have one body. It's your only body. It's the only body you'll ever have. So why not take care of it? Kind of a cool idea. So we'll be doing stuff on a bit of nutrition, not too much on that, but also exercise. Definitely exercise though, and flexibility and stuff like that. We'll be doing that during the week. I'm definitely running out of time. I may run over on this one. Leave time. So if you leave your time to randomness, then you're stealing away from your greatness. This is Brendan Bouchard one. Structure your days a little bit more, put in some routines, and then you'll feel like you're achieving stuff. You'll actually get more done if you've got a bit more of a routine, because you'll just have this randomness will stop you from achieving. So this is a big problem for me, so I'm definitely getting over that. Control your phone. I use an app called Quality Time, which stops me basically using my phone between about 11 o'clock at night and 7 o'clock, or actually 10 o'clock in the morning, really. But I have strategies for how to overcome that, and I do want to develop my own app in the future, which will even manage this even better and make your phone into a productive tool for you, rather than making it into something that's going to drain your life. I'm definitely going to go over my 10 minutes on this one, so I'm going to have to cut this down into 2 chunks for Instagram. But that's okay, because I can keep talking here. And on YouTube, I've got no limits, so it's fine. And this is a couple of really important topics here, which will be very useful for people. So I'm going to carry on going for now. These are also all in the 10-minute video. Or probably 20-minute video, actually thinking about it, for 10 tips in the description. So you can listen to these points from not the experts, but the celebrities, I suppose you could say. And that's what they are, experts as well. But anyway, so there you go. Sleep and meditate. This is David Goggins, I think this one was, which is make sure you get enough sleep. And this is something Lauren Tickner was talking about in her Impact 7 process that she does as well. Make sure you get enough sleep. Because it impacts on your rest of your day as well. If you're tired throughout the day, it always causes impact. And then meditation and mindfulness as well. So throughout the day, allow yourself to control the thoughts in your head. Meditation allows you to practice controlling your thoughts. You don't have to clear your mind completely. It's about practice. It's like taking exercise. It's like exercising your brain. It's taking 10 minutes out of your day. Not necessarily 10 minutes. You can do it in like 3 minutes if you want. We'll go through these techniques during the week. And how you can just do a small meditations every day just to practice that being in control of your thoughts concept during the week. So we'll touch on those as well. It's kind of cool. Hello Samantha, thank you for watching, and thank you for all the people who are watching. It's always nice to have you watching. Feel free to comment, make suggestions. I've gone over a little bit on this one than on my normal 10 minutes, but it's all good stuff. There was a 20-20-20 thing from Robin Sharma, which I'm not a huge fan of. He talks about getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Not a big fan of that myself. But the concept is getting up before everybody else is up, so that you've got some time to yourself before the rest of the world and kind of invades your thoughts and your world. So yeah, what time is everybody else getting up? Right, I'm going to get up a little bit earlier so that I can actually spend time doing my own thing before everybody else gets involved in my life. I know that can be tricky for some people, particularly those people with parents. Sharon, thinking of you particularly. But often there are flexibilities. Maybe you go a little bit later, a bit earlier, so that you've got a little bit more time in the morning. There's always flexibilities. We'll talk about those during the week as well. He talks about doing sweat, reflection and growth as the 20-20-20 thing. We will talk about this morning routine thing. I'm a little bit more flexible about these things, but there you go. At 6 a.m. Yeah, well, then perfect. There you go. You're already doing it. Good job. So mind you, you've been through the whole Tony Robbins UPW thing, haven't you? So, and I saw your video yesterday on the group, because it's just doing another startup challenge, aren't they? I think I missed out on that somehow. I don't know quite how I've managed. Oh no, it hasn't started yet. That's why, isn't it? It's later on. They just did a sort of pre-challenge thing, didn't they? Yesterday. Yes. So this one was future. This is Dean Graziosi. This one was. Future. This is creating a future vision for yourself, but rather than being a future vision, the idea is, and this comes from Kyle Cease as well. He does this one as well. He calls it Kylego. Basically, imagine yourself 1 year from now sitting down to coffee with your best friend or a good friend. I could do this with you, Sharon, for example. I could imagine myself in 1 year from now sitting in Northern Ireland at a little coffee shop, telling you how amazing my year has been, everything that's happened in the last year since we spoke at the beginning of 2021. You did fantastic, Sharon. You're very good. You're very good. It always helps when you're attractive as well. It's kind of one of those things that attractive women can. Yeah, it becomes a horrible thing when I start saying that sort of thing. What I mean is, nah, it doesn't matter. You're all attractive. It doesn't matter. I was interesting. I was just watching something on Instagram this morning, and it was two women talking about nudity, nakedness really, and being open and so forth, and they were talking about women's body shapes and so forth, and how everybody's beautiful even if they're not perfect and all that kind of stuff, and it's absolutely true, totally trtrue. Cool. But yes, let's sit down at a coffee in Northern Ireland. I've never been to Northern Ireland, so that'd be lovely. Hello Celine, for watching. Yeah, I'm guessing you're laughing at my whole, oh my god, I just said that there are unattractive women. It's like, it's a nightmare, isn't it? It's a whole scenario. Yeah, we're sitting down at a coffee shop in 1 year from now in Northern Ireland, and I'm telling you about this amazing year that I've had. You probably have seen most of it, of course, but imagine it's somebody who's been away for a year and they come back. And they've got no idea what you've been doing in your life, and you're telling them about everything that's happened. You just go, oh, this is amazing, and this happened, it's amazing. So the idea is you go forward in time and look back at what's happened, rather than trying to stand here now and look forward about what will happen, because your brain is much better at going, well, all of the stuff happened, yeah, it's better at looking at the past, because you're used to looking at the past, because that's what your brain does all the time. All cool stuff, good stuff. This was I think it was David Goggins again, I think, or whatever his name is. Anyway, but he was talking about taking day trips to pain, and he didn't actually say this, but I've added this, which is live in the joy. So it's all about, when you have painful memories, don't spend your time repeating those painful memories and going over and over and over in their mind. Visit them. Took a day trip to the pain. Remind yourself why you're doing things differently now, and go, yes, because I don't want that pain. But live in the joy. So all the things that are good that are happening in your world, focus on those, look at those, think about all the good stuff in your life. These are 10 tips for better life. I think I actually will put these into the description. I wasn't going to, but I think I will now, for those people who don't watch the videos, because some people don't watch the other videos. It's all good stuff. Hello Amy, hello Lee for watching as well. Thanks for staying on, by the way, Sharon. It's all good stuff. So that is Beat the Sun Up. Oh, so this is one from Grant Cardone, which doesn't really work for us in the UK. Beat the sun up. When you're living in Florida and the sun rises and sets at roughly the same time every day, it's kind of easy to beat the sun up. But when you live in the northern hemisphere like we do, or like north like we do, it's ridiculous, because the sunrise in the summer is at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and the sunrise in the winter is like 9 o'clock. So beating the sun up is pointless. But we talked about this already, about getting up earlier than other people. So you kind of like beat your children up, beat your son up. Not beat your son up. Get up before your son. You don't want to be beating your son up. That's no good at all. Okay, and the last one was taking control of your mind. I just realised that my phone is pinging at me, so bear with me for a second. Let me just snooze that. Oh no. Anyway, okay. Hopefully that's all right now. Craziness. I've lost my notes. Doesn't matter. What was I talking about? Oh my god, I can't remember. Taking control of your mind. Yes. So this will be I can't remember who this was, but you'll see it in one video. The pinging. You could hear the pinging. Yes, I have a alarm that goes off every hour that says, "Are you doing some focus work, John?" That's what I'm doing, to remind myself, to try and overcome my ADHD tendencies. Take control of your mind. Well, this is all of it. The whole 7 days thing is all about taking control of your mind. So basically that's just that. It's about understanding the thoughts that go on inside your head, recognizing the thoughts, taking time to say, why am I feeling this way? I talked the other day about procrastination, and just going, rather than actually procrastinating, there's a real technique, which is to say, right, I feel like I want to procrastinate right now. I'm going to delay that procrastination by 10 minutes, and I'm going to either sit here and think about why I'm procrastinating, or I'm going to do the thing that I should be doing, and in 10 minutes time I'm going to do the thing the procrastination thing that I really wanted to do. So you're giving yourself an out. But you're also having a look at the feelings and say, well, why did I feel like I wanted to procrastinate? And you might find that once you start the thing, after you've given yourself 10 minutes, you might not want to procrastinate again in 10 minutes time. Maybe. Who knows? But at the very least, what you're doing is you're checking the thoughts, you're thinking about what's going on in your life, and you're not just running this automatic pattern thing. We'll talk about all of this during the week-long challenge. And then the other thing I think was Evan Carmicheal. He was talking about future regrets. He was saying how he doesn't have regrets anymore, and he wasn't quite sure why. And then he thought about it and realized that he used to say to himself, if I don't do this now, I'm going to regret it in the future. So he was doing this sort of future pacing thing, again, going into the future and looking back at it. I'm in the future and I'm looking back and I'm regretting the thing I didn't do. When we do our nature walks, by the way, and when we do the walking retreat, which is coming end of May, if you're interested in that, let me know. 7 days in northwest Spain, COVID and vaccines permitting. And we'll do 7 days and we'll talk about this a lot. But one of the things I'll do is I say, look over there, we're going to be walking to that place in a minute. When we get to that end point in a minute, is there going to be anything that you could have said or done between now and then, such that when you look back to where we're standing right now, you won't regret something you did in between? So it's kind of like a visualization of a timeline therapy thing. So look in the future and say, I'm going to regret this if I don't do it now. And what he said was, I don't regret things now because I now start taking action. I now take action so often that I never have to think about the fact that I might regret this in the future, because I now take the action right now to overcome it. Cool. Right. I think that's it for me. Almost 20 minutes. But the whole point of this was to introduce you to this challenge I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks' time, which we're going to cover all these points and more during the 7 days. And we take little actions. We're going to get out into nature. We're going to take photographs of things to show that we're taking action, and enjoy all of that stuff. It's going to go ping again at me. That's annoying. I just snoozed it. Anyway, cool. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Drop me a message, direct message, or pop it on the comments and just say, yeah, I'm interested in your 7 day challenge. We will have a landing page sometime probably next week, realistically. And yeah, and there'll be all sorts of things. We'll have a cheap price, just the £18, and there'll be an upgrade for people who want to have more time with me. We're doing a Zoom call, and we'll do some like question and answer parts of that. You get a chance to have my Freedom Cube sent out to you with the little mini course that comes with it to how to use that properly. And obviously you'll have an opportunity to upgrade to a full course, full 12-week 12-week support package, and all that kind of stuff afterwards, if you want it. If you want help making sure you achieve your goals and take all the actions over time. Cool. Right, that's all from me for now. Looking forward to 21 everybody. It's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. And by the way, all these things that I'm going to be teaching you, these things is exactly what I've been doing since May of last year during lockdown. That's why I've lost 1.5 stone in weight. It's why I've completely gained control of my mind. I've been happy throughout the whole of lockdown. I haven't felt negativity, even when people have thrown negativity at me. All these techniques are what got me through lockdown successfully and happily. I've met some amazing people like Sharon, who's on here now, even though only virtually. But I'm looking forward now to having this amazing coffee with her next January. Might even have it before that, but we'll see. And talking about how our lives have changed over the last year or so, over 2021, and how amazing they are now. I might come over before then, Sharon. Obviously, COVID and vaccines dependent, of course. Right, that's all from me to now. I really am going to go now. This has been a long one, but it's been fun. It's been nice having you here, Sharon. Take care. Have a lovely... What are we on today? Friday? Is it Friday today? Completely lost track. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. See you tomorrow. It's Saturday. Yay! Hopefully earlier tomorrow, because I'm getting my life back on track again after this crazy week of politics in America, which has been fun watching, but it's all over and done now. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Thank God. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Sending you all lots of love. Mwah. Have an amazing Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.